Hi YouTube. So this video is going to be for all my super friends, and if you are here, it means that you're probably thinking, well, I'm not winning laning phase because my AD carry is really bad, he doesn't listen to me, or he's not aggressive enough, or he's really passive, he's filled, he doesn't know how to play, and that's why I'm not winning laning phases, and that's why I'm not climbing. And I'm here to tell you the truth, which is that all of that is false, at least for 90% of the games, maybe 10% of the games. It can happen that your AD carry is really, really terrible, but you can still do some other things to be able to win the game. We will see that probably in the future, but today we are going to focus on laning phase. All right, so I'm going to explain you three important concepts, three important fundamental concepts about support in laning phase. And how we are going to do it is I'm going to watch a lower elo player. I will review a lower elo player, and then I will point out the mistake that he's doing, and then I will explain you what's the solution and why. Yeah, normally a lot of you guys probably know some of them, but don't do it regularly, and that's why you are not like winning your games or getting advantages. And especially the third one, I think 90% of the supports, 95 even, I would say, of the support players that I've seen don't think about it or don't do it. So you guys let me know, okay, down in the comments if you do them consistently, and maybe you have another problem and I can answer that. But I'm pretty sure you guys will learn a lot from these three. All right, guys, let's jump into the first one. Okay, so this is the Emerald bot lane, Thresh Jinx against Leona Jhin. I don't know any of them, but I just spectated a random Emerald game, and with spectating just one random game, I can see a lot of mistakes, right, already. So let's jump into the first one that I want to show you, the first example. And the first example is going to be playing around the bushes, okay? So everyone knows that you have to play around the bushes because it gives you control on the lane, but no one does it consistently, or you guys don't have the patience to play around the bushes, right? And that's a quite of a big problem, because Jhin Leona are losing or are going to lose control because Leona decides to abandon the middle bush, and she's not patient enough to just stay around and play around the bush. And instead she goes out, she's walking out, she's perma on vision, right? And Thresh the same, like he is winning. Sure, he's here for to block the possible E of Leona, that can be a possibility, but once you have the control and once you have, are winning, you just play around the bush. So I want you guys to go back and watch. Leona is going to be in this bush. I will play, and she just abandons the bush. Let's go back again. She's going to abandon the bush for no reason at all in the laning phase when they have the winning hand, right? So here Leona is going to exit and start hitting the minions. What she should do instead is just keep control, and now they don't see what's happening, so they maybe need to use a ward on the bush. And if they use a ward, then Leona, if she starts sweeper, she can sweep it. If she has the Q up, she can Q auto attack, auto attack Q auto and remove the ward, and then maintain control, right? So what's going to happen is that she's going to abandon the bush and start hitting the wave, right? And that's really bad. Just let your AD carry play the game, and let your AD carry hit the minions, and then you don't let Thresh access this bush, or you don't let them push forward, right? And if they push like this, like crazy, then you can fall back to the next one. But Leona being in constant vision and trying to just auto attack is wrong. It's bad. But now we are going to see the other part, right? We are going to see Thresh. What he's going to do is that he's going to play in this bush, and then he should be playing in this one and keep playing in this one. Okay, he is get level 2, but now like this movement towards Jinx makes no sense, right? This movement towards Jinx makes no sense, because what he should be doing, he should be keeping control over the bush, and Jinx can play here, and now enemy doesn't see him and they need to respect, right? So it's very, very important that you guys play around the bush control. And I see so many players that are so impatient of playing around the bush, and at the end what ends up happening is that he's perma on vision when he should be in this bush already with and have control over the lane, right? We are going to see another example so you guys can see what happens. with a ranged matchup. For this example, we have Lux Lucian against Brown Jhin, and I want you guys to pay attention on the Lux player, right? She's playing right now pretty well around the first bush. She was the next one. I really don't like it to go with Trinket when you're on a winning matchup. I like to go Sweeper better instead of the Ward, but it's okay. She gets a good E, but all of this that she's doing makes no sense, okay? So she Eing is fine, but leaving the bush and going towards Lucian, why? Why is she doing that? And she does this, but you guys do it all the time as super players. You guys do it all the time. I don't understand. You guys are incapable to stay in the bush, patience enough, and you feel the urge to exit the bush for no reason. For no reason. Here, they're already winning the lane, and instead of keeping pressure and threatening to go into the next bush, so this one is a winning position, but this is a hard winning position, right? So hard winning position, and you want to go to the next bush to have more control, right? So let's see what ends up happening. So Lux goes, hits a minion. That doesn't make much sense to hit it as well. And now she gets warded. She has no sweeper, so she cannot do anything. And now she is and goes all the way around, right? She is and goes all the way around. She should already be going forward a more aggressive way. And from here, she can zone. And when she can zone the enemies, this means that you can stack the wave, right? You can stack the wave. She goes too defensively. The E is really good. The Jhin has to flash because he's in a bad position. But Jhin is trolling, right? He should be respecting a bit more. Sure, it's lower elo, it's Emerald elo. So people are going to do a lot of mistakes. You can capitalize on it. But if you are in this third bush, you are going to do so much more damage, right? You are going to see way more windows that are going to open, okay? So let's go with an example of mine where I can explain you from my POV. Okay, an example of mine playing with MF AD carry against Lucian Nami. So I'm playing Leona. I look to go for an E. And now I want to pause here so you guys understand. I'm not going to leave this bush at all. Like maybe I leave to threaten a bit, but I'm maintaining control and I don't have E right now. I use my E. I didn't hit. It didn't connect. It did push a bit the wave, so that's okay. But now they are going to play up, but I'm going to maintain my control here. And look what happens. So now Nami is going to go for MF. I'm going to exit a bit, threaten, like maybe match one out of Nami on the wave, so we are fine. And now I know that we have a control over the lane. And now what's going to happen is that I'm going to stay in the bush. You guys see, I'm not exiting the bush for no reason. I'm just, Nami cannot see me. She doesn't see me because I'm in fog of war. I have sweeper in case she wards. She knows she cannot ward. So I cannot get hit by Nami. I cannot get hit by Lucian. And we are winning the lane. And all of this because I stayed in the bush. And I didn't, and I let my AD carry play the game. And if he needs help, then I exit. Here I'm going to go for a trade. There it is. And I'm going back to my bush in the mid lane. So here I play for level 2 because we will have level 2 fast. And now I could have flashed maybe, but I'm just going to play it a bit slower. And again, now I gain control over the third one. They don't see me, so I could be anywhere, okay? Let's go. I take the potion. She cannot do anything because she doesn't see me. She doesn't see me. And now I go a bit out. I exit the bush a bit. Now I go in. Now they don't see me. And I'm just thinking, I want to flash because she's level 1. She's really exposed. So a Q flash is going to be really good. So I'm just playing. And when I see that she clicks a bit forward, I go in. She hits level 2, but with the ignite and the passive for Leon and the damage of MF, she ends up dying. And now we will crash the wave. And after crashing, we just take a reset. The wave will be perfect for us. And I have the first blood. It's okay. But Nami loses Sams. And we are going to end up being in a really good wave position, as you guys can see. And all because I played and maintained control over my pushes. This is super important. Let's go for part 2. Okay, this is a pro tip, okay, that I'm going to give you guys because I want to give you more, right? Like this laning phase, this bush control, what is this guy saying? So we're going to go a bit deeper, right? And this is what I love about League of Legends, that you can go a bit more in depth and you can get some some tricks, right, that you can use in your games. So how I would like you guys to understand the bushes is that there is like it's a rectangle, okay, and you have different positions inside the bush that will help you, okay? So you have the exterior position and the interior position, right? You also have the middle one, but normally you want to play around this area here and this area here to avoid skill shots, okay? And I'm going to show you how. The same goes with this one, and this one is a bit more special because you have the exterior one, the same here, the hugging the wall, and a third position right now here, okay? So let's say I'm playing Karma against Leona, right? And you are Leona and you are in the bush. So if you are in the middle of the bush, I'm just going to Q, get out a bit, and I'm going to poke you out, right? But if you are Leona and you are hugging the wall, and here I need to guess. So right now I have vision, right? But if I don't have vision, I have to guess, and I Q the bush. Oh, she's not there, right? So this would look without vision. Let me put some words. So now I don't know what's happening here. So I'm just going to Q. Oh, I don't hit, right? And now let's change it. If you instead are in the exterior one, and I'm playing Karma and say, oh, I'm hitting him, and I don't hit, right? Even if you are in the bush. Also, what you can do is that when the enemy is playing here, you can use this corner to dodge skill shot and go back in. Dodge skill shot and go back in. All right. And in this one is very special because now you have like this way to dodge, this way to dodge, and this way to dodge, right? So you could be right now here. So let me put a enemy dummy here. And right, if I'm Karma and I want to poke you, here I don't hit. And maybe once I use the spell, you run to me and you have more control over the lane, right? So there's a beautiful game that you can play about playing around the bushes and the position inside the bushes. So you have 3 positions, the third one, the 2, and the 1, and here the same, right? You have 1, the exterior one, and second the hugging the wall, and then you can always use the walls to avoid skill shots, go back in, and regain control, right? So it's not only about being in the bush, it's also like understanding, okay, they are going to throw me a skill shot, I dodge it, how should I play it, where should I position? And then you have 50-50% possibilities, right? If you are in the hugging the wall and she hits you, well, she hits you. But if she missed, then you can capitalize on that, right? And the same for hook champions, right? They will try to hook you. For example, you are here, and if you are playing this in the middle, like this, then Nautilus is going to throw a Q, and he's going to hook you. But if you are playing just hugging this wall right now, like this, maybe he throws the Q, misses, and then you can go and poke him out, right? So yeah, just think about that. A pro tip for you guys to have and use in your games. So yeah, enjoy playing in the bushes. Second big mistake that I see 95% of the supports that I coach do, and the ones that I even see in solo queue. So this is an example of Rescued, student of mine with also Cuddlebear, the Caitlyn that also I coach. And they are going to do the mistake. So if they do the mistake being master, most of you guys are going to do it as well. And I want to explain you what's going on and what you guys should paying attention to. So you have been told all the time that you need to rush level 2, get level 2 before the enemy. And once you get level 2, you can abuse it, right? But there's certain ways that you can do it better and certain aspects that you need to pay very close attention, okay? So the main idea and the point here is that once you secure your level 2, you go for better positioning, you go for better wave management, like better wave state, and see how you can abuse enemy bot lane, right? So what's the mistake is that people rush it too fast, and I'm going to show you in this clip, right? I got permission to flame, so I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to pause right now here. So this looks really good for Caitlyn Lux already. Why? Because Aphelios is contesting, Aphelios Taric is really weak. Aphelios is contesting already almost half HP. And I want you guys to pay attention to this, okay? To this detail. The minions, okay? The minions are very healthy from the Caitlyn Lux side. And the red minions, like the enemy minions, are very low. which means that they already have an advantage for level 2. Okay, so level 2 is already secured. What do I mean with level 2 is already secured? Is that Caitlyn Lux will always get level 2 before Apheliostallic, right? So if you are going to get level 2 before Apheliostallic, what you want to do most likely is stack wave as an AD carry, and as a support you want to go for control. Okay, you want to go for control, and you play in the bushes or you keep poking, right? But you do not touch the CS, right? So every extra auto that Caitlyn Lux are going to use on the wave is going to be bad, because it's going to make the wave crash faster and lose control over the lane. So here they are already conceding the lane. So every auto that is not a last hit is going to be bad. So for example, this auto from Lux, even if it's small details, it's bad auto attack, all right? It's pushing too fast the wave. So this auto is fine from Caitlyn. Lux is not autoing. She could last hit that way later, right? And now she needs to go into the bush and get control. This E is okay, but it hits the minions. So preferably you want to E so it doesn't hit the minions. So for now, it looks decent. But now, again, this auto attack from Lux, it's a tendency that you guys have all the time. I'm not doing anything in lane, so I need to auto the wave because I cannot auto enemy. So I auto the wave. So just be calm. Play in the bush, like we said in the number one first mistake, right? Get control, zone them out, and let the wave do its job. Let the wave go with the wave. Don't start autoing. Now, there's going to be more auto attacks here. It's not perma auto attacking. If this was you guys in silver, gold, or emerald, you will be perma auto attacking, okay? Or you platinum as well. So you will be perma auto attacking, so it will be worse. So here, just before, because 2 auto attacks and one bad E, it pushes too fast. And now because it pushes too fast, it's going to crash too fast. And this is what I don't want with Lux Caitlyn. I want to stack those 3 waves. I want to make a big wave, right? And I'm going to show you an example of that. So in just right now, so you guys can understand it better, maybe with my with my POV. Right, let's go for it. Senna Jinx against Lulu Kai'Sa. So here I'm going to again play around the bushes, trying to poke the Lulu Kai'Sa a bit. There it is. There is a bit more of poking. And I'm not touching the wave, as you guys can see. I'm letting Jinx do all the job. I'm going for Lulu, poking the Lulu out, going for Kai'Sa, poking the Kai'Sa out. I mean, Senna looks really fun and really strong also. So I'm going to pause the video right now. Maybe go 10 seconds back, and I will pause the video now when I see it. So now I'm going to pause. So we will hit level 2 after this wave, after these minions die, and they will hit level 2 after all of these minions die. Okay, so we already have level 2 secured. So when we have level 2 secured, what I'm going to do, am I going to hit the wave? No, I'm not going to hit. So I'm not going to hit at all the wave, and I'm going to look for position and keep zoning, maybe get some more stacks, maybe get a bit of mana flow right there, and I want to stack the wave, because if you crash 3 waves, and people don't know this, if you crash 3 waves, you get 1 plating. 1 plate if you play range matchup, okay? So if you play double range and you crash 3 waves, you always will get 1 plate, and you are going to see the example now, okay? So I hit 1 auto, maybe the auto is not good, but I want to get the Q faster, right? So it pushes faster, so that auto is not the best. And you guys can see that I'm not autoing, I get the soul. And now it's going to be the 3rd wave. I'm getting the next one. And now what I want to do with this wave is crash as fast as possible. Why? So I'm going to hit the cannon, and I'm going to explain you why. I'm going to hit the cannon. I want to crash this wave as fast as possible, because right now we are not going to stack anymore, because it's impossible to stack. So I want to crash as fast as possible. And when the crash hits, you guys will see that we have a big wave, and we are just going to get 1 plating for free and poking enemy. So it's because the enemy needs to focus on the CSing and last hits under tower, while we can hit tower, poke them, get the plating. And you guys see now, I'm also like, this is a recording, So you guys can see that I'm explaining it here as well. So we are going to get the plating in the bot lane just because we crashed 3 waves and it's not a small wave crash. And now this is an advantage for us. Okay, so this is the second biggest mistake, is rushing level 2 when you don't need to hit the wave at all. All right, so let's go for the last one and the most important one probably. Before going for the last part, let me thank all the supporters, 26 supporters already. Thank you so much for your support and for being there and supporting my coaching. So this is my MetaFi group, and you can check it out in the link in the description. I offer coaching on every tier. So if you are interested in some coaching sessions, some replay reviews, then feel free to check it out. Also, every day I'll upload a new coaching session VOD, so you can also check that out. And I'm also posting some content for everyone. So yeah, if you guys are interested in improving and having some coaching, then check in the description. You got the MetaFi group and also my individual coaching sessions. Let's go back to the last point. A last big mistake that I see, and third big concept that we're going to talk about in this video, and it's going to be, what do we do after the third wave? Okay, so what's our plan? So you guys need to understand is you need to have a plan, especially in winning matchups, and how to snowball your lead on what you guys want to do after the third wave crashes or the second wave crashes, or what's the possibilities that you guys have. Okay, so here, this is an Emerald Bard player, a random Emerald Bard player that I chose, and he's doing pretty well. He's not hitting the wave too much. It's a couple of mistakes that we could have talked about, but let's focus on the important part. So his jungler did 3 bot lane camps, and now they are going to look for what we can call a dive. But the issue here is that the opponent is they are pretty healthy. Okay, so Milio and Kog'Maw are level 2 already, so they are not level 1. If they were level 1, then maybe this dive can work, but they got the experience for level 2, so sure, Bard is not that oppressive, so that this can happen. So now the third wave is going to crash, and as a support player, you need to think, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do? What are my possibilities? So possibilities that you have, first of one is base. Normally it's not the best because you don't have a lot of gold. Second one is to dive. It depends on the situation. Here, for example, this cannot happen, this cannot happen. Third option is going to be roam. This can be fine. Here, in this option, right now, you can join with Pantheon and roam into the jungle. And the other option is hit the tower, right? Hit the tower. That can be an option here, maybe, but I mean, at the end of the day, you are playing double range comp, 2v2 range against range. So maybe you get a bit of damage, maybe you get the plating actually. You can also, while you hit, poke the enemy AD carry, right, or support. But right now, what Bard is going to do, I'm going to show you, and this is what you guys mostly do, is that he's going to stay around and not doing anything, right? So he already lost a lot of time. And what he could be doing is he could already be moving with Pantheon, and he could be invading Lilia. Lilia is right now, right here. And enemy bot lane is too occupied to clear the wave in bot lane. So what he should have done is just move with Pantheon and invade. Like move or even roam mid lane. But here it's perfect because he can sync up with the jungler and make a play. And I see this mistake all the time, and even worse, right? Here is not the worst, because at the end, well, they crashed the wave. He's just sitting around. He didn't do anything. They didn't get the plating also. They could have got the plating, as I said in the previous step. But I've seen worse where, as a melee champion, especially Leona or Nautilus, you are here all the time. You are here, and you are not doing anything. Like, you need to make yourself useful in the game. So when you crash the third wave, look to move, okay? Look to move towards mid lane, look to move towards the enemy jungle. Maybe let your AD carry reset, and if your AD carry resets, then when the wave comes in, you get the wave and freeze it for him, and now you have an advantage in lane as well. But this is the most I will not say the most complex one, but there's so many possibilities in this one that you guys need to make up your mind on what you guys want to do. And if you are playing the game and you don't think at all what I want to do after my wave crashes, then this is the big mistake. So keep in mind, what do I want to do after the wave crashes? And if you have an idea and a plan, then you are going to notice a significant change in your gameplay. I can assure you that. So here we are playing Pantheon MF against Varus Set support, and I'm going to talk about this third point, but I'm also going to incorporate all the other points that I've been talking about, because at the end of the day, in the three first waves, I need to do the play around the bushes, get control, don't push that fast, use the level 2 advantage, right? So here, I play around the bush, I fall back to the last one because Set went really aggro. We can look at it again so you guys can see. So I get control over the middle bush, he comes to fight it, so this is normal, this is in Master Elo, so it's normal they go this aggressive, and I just fall back, pop a potion, and get rid of the ward when I have time. And now I will notice that we will have control for level 2, I'm going to hit a couple of minions, and now I'm getting this minion, and now we are level 2, with a stacked wave, and now I'm thinking already. I cannot get this ward because I used super level 1. If I didn't use super level 1, this ward would also be gone. So it's a bit annoying. The ward is there. But now I'm thinking, what am I going to do with the third wave? Okay, so I know that Rengar did his 3 camps in topside, and we are going to discuss in a future video how to track the enemy jungler properly. So I know that Rengar has 2 possibilities. I'm going to pause now the game. So Rengar has the possibility of invading, and the possibility of keeping doing is clear. And I see that Elise is going to do these camps, and probably we have time to invade. So right now what I'm thinking is crash the wave as fast as possible, and I'm going to invade the Rengar. It's really rare that Rengar goes aggressive into my jungle, so I don't think that will happen. Here, in my opinion, I should be hitting the cannon wave already, a bit more. But right now, Rengar is invading, so doesn't really make sense. So Rengar is invading, so I move, and I'm going to help. It's going to be a long fight. In my opinion, Miss Fortune doesn't play it well because she doesn't complete the rotation. Miss Fortune goes back bot lane. Here, I don't understand why Miss Fortune is going back bot lane. She should continue the rotation because the wave is coming into us. So there's so many mistakes that also your teammates are going to commit. But at the end of the day, I will show you the result, because if not, you guys will say, what's happening? Like, this guy is explaining me something, but I want to see the kills. I want to see the action. So Akali goes in, we end up chasing. Like, Miss Fortune is not doing anything in bot lane. She would have lost almost nothing. And here we are just chasing around, and we end up, Set has the first move, and I end up getting the kill, use my E properly, and we will end up getting the Akali kill as well. I get it. So I will be really fed. I dodge the W of Set, and we end up getting 3 kills, okay? But this is one example. I'm going to show you another to what to do when the 3-wave crashes. I was thinking about invading at this point already, so I'm going to go back. I was thinking to go invade, and Elise is also pinging to go invade because we crashed third. But now Rengar is doing something strange because he has no bot prio. So we are going to use the bot prio on the crash to make sure that Elise is fine in the game and we can defend their camps and put Rengar behind. So Maokai gameplay here. Maokai support. I like the champion. I think I want to try him a bit more. It's been played a lot, and it's a fun champion to play, especially when the enemy team has really squishy champions. His ultimate is really strong for that engage and that lockdown. So here we end up crashing also again 3 waves. Kaelin is putting a lot of damage on the wave, but we have the prio, and you guys can see when we have the prio on the control, I'm going to play here. I'm not going to go out and hit the minions, at least for now, because I don't need to. And I'm already thinking, what am I going to do with this crash? Lee Sin is going to path down, and we have a ward on the enemy red, and we know the enemy jungler is a Fiddlestick, so he's really weak early on. He's not going to gank us, so we don't really need to ward as well. Maybe in another video I can talk about when to ward and when not to ward in bot lane and as a AD carry. And here, in my opinion, we pushed a bit too fast because the wave went too fast into their under their tower almost. So here I want to crash this wave fast because I don't want to be in this situation. I want the wave to come into our side. So how I'm going to deal with that is I'm going to try to queue the backlane minions and auto-attack the cannon, and with my stack get the cannon as fast as possible. And now I'm going to move. All right, I'm going to move. and try to scout where is the fiddlesticks. I sweep it around, maybe they let a cheeky ward, and I see an opportunity where Caitlyn is going to go for a trap, try to put some vision. We force her double summoners, and after forcing her double summoners, I'm going to continue going for the invade with Lee Sin. Now I match with Lee Sin. Obviously, enemy jungler is way weaker. He had no flash from level 1. And we end up killing Fiddlestick. I give the kill to my Lee Sin. So everything goes well. All right. So what happens is that if you guys don't know what to do after the third wave, you are not going to create these windows of opportunity. So most of the players that get high elo or they climb the ladder is because they put themselves into situations where, for example, if you guys were staying in lane right now where the minions are, you will never be in a situation where Caitlyn is going for a ward and you can make a pick, right? You are never creating windows of opportunity for yourself to put you in a better situation. And that's what is lacking with the gameplay that I see with most supports and any other role as well, right? You guys are not forcing situations that are favorable for you and you can abuse them to get a better lead, right? So what Smurfs or challenger players or professional players are really good at is that they force the enemy to react in a certain way and they abuse that reaction and get bigger leads. Instead of keeping the game the same, just push the wave, crash the wave, maybe a 2v2 in bot lane. Now Caitlyn is going for a vision. I punish her because she's doing that and she cannot do that. And we get a double sums and then we get a kill on the fiddlestick. But this will not be possible if you don't know the fundamentals of bot lane and how to play support correctly, right? So to finish it off, if you guys liked it, you can subscribe, like the video, leave me comments about what you think, what should I do, what you guys are interested in knowing a bit more, right? If you guys want to know more about jungle tracking, this about support, I'm going to upload more about support stuff, like more fundamentals about mid-game, how to play around the mid waves, side lane, how to ward, when to ward. I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that you can talk about. I could talk about laning phase for 3 hours. But for a first video, I think it's fine. So if you guys like it, let me know and see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.